Yeah, new breed. This a war zone. Yeah. Army fatigues on. Nothing to sleep on. Ghost recon. In this sanctuary, all precautions necessary. This game is legendary. God and Abram keep us ready. Calm before the storm, dropping bombs, Serengeti. Take heed from the Bible I read. You gotta peep and get you book, or you sound asleep. Life but a dream. See the schemes of a corrupt system by any means. See the dreams of the poverty-stricken turn into kings. And amnesia, ducking the reaper, copping visas. The jig is up, fighting to live it up. I'm not your prisoner. Don't plan on giving up. Mask off, yeah, they ice grilling, huh? They know these words cut with precision, yeah. 100% truth, that's how we give it up. 100% truth, that's how we give it up. All about this truth, defenders of the faith. Every time we move, you know we innovate. It's time for you to choose. Before you seal your fate, you catch me on the news. Before I ever break, they don't have a clue. They need to contemplate. We all about this truth. Defenders of the faith. Every time we move, you know we innovate. It's time for you to choose. It's time to analyze, mobilize, strategize. They send the boys in blue every time we fraternize. They shadow ban alliance. So much surveillance for my assailants. These crucial times, they won't be satisfied till publicly we crucified. I sip this red wine until my eyes are red, and then I go to war against they dark prayers. Shake off the cobwebs. It's power in my dreads, going full fledged. Make it eat a bed. I smell the desperation. Rebuke your wicked plans. I remember facing death. We shall live again. The Lord told me, speaking truth, you must be militant. We staying well equipped, cerebral, cause them devils leave. They leave trying to snatch a nigga's soul through a bloody knee. I get more angry by the day, but I'm staying real. Can't forget to ski. You must have got amnesia. You better call on the heavens if you get a fever. I am my brother's keeper. Time to evade the reaper. All about this truth. Defenders of the faith. Every time we move, you know we innovate. It's time for you to choose. It's time for you to choose. Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. And it's time for us to choose. All praises to the Most High. If y'all like that song right there, you can find it exclusively on New Breed's Music and Motivation. It's from myself, artist name I Am New Breed, and the song is called It's Time to Choose. And if you looking at society right now, then you know it's time to choose. I hope you know. I see people rolling in the chat pretty quick. All praises to the Most High. Jay Amando's in here. Shy blood before dishonor. Salute. Yeah. I see Latrell Maxwell in the house. Tarisha. Jay Amando. Brands. DJ Nation of Hebrews in the house. All praises to the Most High. Trenches Anderson's in the house. I'm glad y'all catching another stream. This particular broadcast right here is going to be very multi-layered. Very multi-layered. There's a lot of current events that I got to catch up with. You know, we living in some very interesting times, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot going on in the world right now. And the hour of temptation is before us. There's certain things going on in the world that we must prepare for in order to overcome the enemy's master plan. And it is a master plan. This was planned a long time ago, ladies and gentlemen, what the enemy had in store for God's people. And, you know, we got to get into it. We got to really break down how the enemy works and how he deceives individuals. How we become deceived, how he lures us in, how he entices, the type of frequency
Satan or Lucifer operates in, so we can know how to overcome his tricks and his snares. All right. Now, there's quite a few stories I would like to go to, but before I do so, I want to share a monologue with y'all about temptation, because we are in the hour of temptation, according to the scriptures. If you go to Revelations and you go to chapter 3, verse 10, it reads, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." So if we keep the Most High's word, if we remain patient, he says, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which the whole earth will be under this hour, this time. Anytime you see the scriptures say an hour is really stamping a time period. Now, you know, in the heavenly realm, time is measured differently, but it's putting a stamp in a certain place in society, in time. It's putting a marker on time. So when it says he will keep thee from the hour of temptation, he will protect us from falling prey to temptation. And temptation is how Satan really works. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of deception in how he works. And some of us don't even know that we're being tempted. And some of us, we fall into these temptations. Now, I want to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13, and it reads, "There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it." So anytime there is temptation presented before you, the Most High God always makes a way to escape those temptations. There's no temptation that's not common to man. Every man, and that means mankind, brothers and sisters, everybody have went through the same temptations. Anybody who was born into this physical realm and is cursed with this flesh that is corruptible. See, ever since Eve bit of the fruit, our flesh became corruptible. You understand? When they partook of the forbidden fruit in the garden, now there's a different dynamic to our lives, where there's temptation that can be presented, and none of it's common. None of it's common to man. You know, everybody gets tempted with food. Everybody get tempted with sex. Everybody get tempted with material possessions. People get tempted with vanity. People get tempted with entertainment. Like there's no temptation that's not common. So it's not unheard of for anybody to suffer certain temptations in life. Everybody have their own individual struggle that they are tempted with. Everybody. So don't feel strange if you battle with your flesh. Don't feel like, you know, you are a wicked person because you battle with your flesh in certain areas. One person may have a porn addiction. The next person may struggle with complaining. You know, one person may deal with worrying, but there's temptations out there. And none of them are not common. Listen, the Most High God, he creates a way. Now, none of them are not common to man. All of them are presented for mankind. Now, I don't want to beat that dead horse. Let's move on. Now, let's go to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 7, and it reads, "Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones. Honor the Lord with thy substance and with the first fruits of thine increase." Now, what this scripture is telling you is, be not wise in your own minds. Now, some of us believe that we are holier than thou. There's individuals out there who believe that they're righteous people. And overall, yes, you may be going in the right direction. You may be taking the right steps. Overall, you may be a righteous person. But the scriptures tell you, don't be wise in your own eyes. See, that's when Satan is able to deceive you. Because I'm going to tell you, sometimes the deception gets so deep rooted. It gets so deep rooted where you will be doing something wrong in your life. You will be conducting yourself in a manner that's not appropriate. You will be doing things that's not righteous. But Satan, he'll deceive you to make you believe that you're doing right. Because you're wise, since you're wise in your own mind and you have that pride and you believe, no, man, I'm a righteous person. Ain't no way that no harm can come of me because I'm moving this way or I'm moving that way. Listen, Satan will use that and say, okay, I'm going to assign that person a demon that'll convince them that although they're doing something that will lead to their detriment, although they're doing something that will lead to their demise, I'm going to convince that individual that they're right. Now, you know, if you do something dead ass wrong, right? And you get called out for it and you sitting there trying to convince yourself and others that you're right, although the evidence state you're wrong. That's because you think you're wise in your own eyes, and Satan has found a way to tempt you. All right. He found a way in. All right. And let me tell you what Satan's goal is to do, what his plan is to do for you. Some of y'all got devils in your lives. Some of y'all got demons all around you. Yeah, somebody said it right. They want you to justify your sin. That's what the demons want you to do. Want you to justify what you're doing that is wrong. They want you to make an excuse for it being right. But let me tell y'all like this. Some of y'all got demons that plan and plot against you day in and day out. Day in and day out. Listen, when it comes to this spiritual warfare, what I need y'all to understand is this. Let's make this clear. Those demons that's around you that tempt you to do certain things that's against the will of the Father, those demons that make you justify your wrongdoings, those demons that make you believe that you're right even when you're wrong, their purpose is to destroy you. Satan's job is to destroy you. All right? He uses his minions. He uses these malevolent forces. He uses these spirits to inhabit and destroy the vessel that they torment. And you can be on a one-way ticket straight to hell and feel like a self-righteous person. You can feel like a straight up self-righteous person, but you're wise in your own eyes. So that's why the Bible says, don't be wise in your own eyes. Don't go thinking that you're high in might. And you're not. Now, let's read that one more time. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones. Honor to the Lord with substance and with the first fruits of thine increase, which means if you are given a lump sum, make sure you give to those who are in need. Give to the homeless, give to the poor, give to the sick, give to the needy. You know, when you bless with a lump sum. But the prior verse actually also goes on to say, it shall be health to thy navel. It should be health. So when you're not wise in your own eyes, the Most High can grant you health and marrow to thy bones. See, when you begin to believe that you wise in your own eyes and you out here moving according to your own free will, so to speak. And, you know, we all adults in here. We all grown-ups. You know, you know, it takes discipline to deny your flesh of certain things. But when you move and just because the simple fact that I'm grown, I do what I want. I do what I want to do out here. That affects your health. It takes away from your marrow, because when you move in on your own will, you will be destroyed through your own devices, what you bring into your body, who you bring around you. All of these things play a role on your general health. And right now in this society that we living in, with all the imminent threats that surround us, with this whole campaign that the world is rolling out, there are going to be many plagues that come into fruition. They have created a perfect storm where they have utilize the skill of diversion. They'll put your attention on one thing when there's an increase, an inordinate amount of spirits that are present, operating all over the planet right now, attacking people's health in various ways. In various ways. But you'll point it to the boogeyman, to that one place, because that's what Satan does. He operates in sleight of the hand. He uses smoke and mirrors. He's a magician. So while you looking for the boogeyman, you missing out on what's before you. You're not, they're tricking society not to pay attention to who they sleep with, what they eat, who they bring in their environment. None of those things, because it's the boogeyman that they got on watching, right? So if you're not wise in your own eyes and you're humble, it can bring strength to you, health to your bone and marrow, have you maneuvering wisely out here. Now, we got more scriptures to go to here. James chapter 1, verse 13 says, "Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither he tempteth he any man." Never say that the Most High God is the one who's tempting us. Let me tell you something, how people are. Let me express this to you. There are individuals so deep-rooted into sin that when they are given something even detrimental to their well-being, they'll thank God. As if the Most High gave you that temptation. You got brothers that'll find a bag of weed and be like, oh, thank the Lord. Oh, you think the Most High put that there for you? That's the point in time we in, where we believe that, and I'm saying we as a whole, believe that temptation, this is how bad Satan operates. Even when it's something to our detriment, we'll sit here and believe the Most High God tempted us with that, because it's satisfying our flesh to some degree, whatever it may be. It may be a person. It may be anything. And you'll say, wow, thank the Lord, he looking out for me. No, that's Satan looking out for you. The Lord don't give you no temptation. Never say the Lord tempts us. He doesn't tempt us. Only Satan tempts us to do things that are wrong. Only Satan, the tempter, tempts us. Never the Most High. What the Most High does, because he's so gracious and merciful, is create a way out of the temptation. You understand? All he do is create a way out of the temptation. It's up to us to navigate and find that way out. It's up to us to navigate and find that way out. I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're living in some perplexing times. There's some news stories I wanted to cover. I had to start off with that monologue about temptation, because I've been praying for a lot of you brothers and sisters out there who may be dealing with the spirit of uncertainty. Brothers and sisters who've been dealing with temptation, because right now, that's Satan's playing field. He wants to tempt us with everything he can tempt us with, right? That's what he's operating in right now, because he's desperate. So much so, you got your quote unquote world powers rolling out as many incentives as they can come up with. So you got to be in a spirit of content. Now, let me go to one more scripture here, just to seal the deal of what the scripture, what the Most High want for us. Actually, we'll go there in a brief moment. If y'all gaining edification, I do want y'all to hit the thumbs up. There's some stories I'm gonna cover, but we're gonna go back into these scriptures. Better believe that we got more scriptures to go into. And let's see here. So there's some stories going on in the world that I would like to cover. There's a few things going on. And I want this first article that I go over to be directed to up and coming artists out there, because I haven't covered news in a while. I want this to be directed to up and coming artists, brothers and sisters who are interested in making music. I've made these type of messages time and time again. in regards to if you're a rapper, any type of artist, and you make music, how dangerous your words can be, how life and death lie in the power of the tongue, how this music and this culture is destroying our people. It's something about when these violent lyrics hit that bass. It's promoting a culture of anarchy, and too many young brothers and sisters are getting dropped out here in these streets. So that's something I want to cover real quick off of this story. I'm going to share my screen with y'all. And here we have it. Rapper Spot 'em got him. Rapper Spot 'em got him. I have to cover this story here because there's a learning experience here. Rapper Spot 'em got him, wounded in drive-by shooting in Miami. Look at the young brother. Clearly a young brother here. 19-year-old Spot 'em got him, whose real name is Nehemiah. The brother's name after a biblical man, whose real name is Nehemiah Lamar Hardin, was shot in the hip as he drove his Dodge Charger on I-95 in Miami. Florida rapper Spot 'em got him was wounded in a drive-by shooting in Miami where his car was struck with nearly 24 bullets. Authorities said the 19-year-old Jacksonville native, whose real name is Nehemiah Lamar Hardin, was shot in the hip early Friday. They already said that. I guess they want to reiterate. He said a car pulled up to him and he heard gunshots. Now listen, whoever shot at this young man 20 times was trying to take him out. They was definitely trying to take him out. Now, I covered the song that he did, meaning, you know, I talked about what I thought about his song. I didn't even know which artist it was who made that song. I just remember all the pretty little girls gyrating around to his song. I'm going to read some of the lyrics of the music for y'all, right? The song is called Beatbox. I'm trying to hear some of the lyrics here. It goes, burr, burr, burn, away a carbon beam, knock your legs off. Tried to get away from me, had a standoff. Hit him in the spine, knock his dreads off. My wardy just caught a body. I nicknamed him Randy Moss. Thugging in my Reeboks, riding with a G-Shock. Shh, I heard he shot. Draco made him beatbox. OG made that sharp turn. Wardy spot him, peeled the car, had a mask on. Draco made him beatbox. In Miami with my mub, heat out. I'm going to stop right there. Now, I'm going to stop it right there. This young man put a curse on himself. He created that energy. And better believe it ain't just a hip shot that he's dealing with right now. As that young man lays in the bed, he's actually fighting for his life. He's fighting for his life. Now, check this out. All the pretty ladies, they was out here doing the bunny hop dance. They was shaking. All the pretty women was dancing to this, right? Dancing to the slave catcher music. Why am I calling it slave catcher music? Well, slavery was abolished, but legal slavery still exists. Yeah. The prison industrial complex, which also has business with record labels. Yeah, when you go in there and work for 20 cents a year, 20 cents a month, something to that degree. I'm not sure what the logistics is, but I know you may be making 5 cents a day working in prisons. So although slavery was abolished, legal slavery is okay. If we could promote these young kids to become savages, go out here and wild out, become self-destructive against their brothers, legally we can enslave them. And all the pretty girls was, hey, knock your dreads off, knock your head off, knock your legs off. When you speak these lyrics to existence, you create an environment. You create an energy. The Most High God says you will be judged for every idle word that proceedeth out of your mouth. Every single idle word you say, you will be judged for it. And best believe the Most High is not like us, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about a God who is bounded by his word. It ain't like us as people. We can say something, our emotions can change, our feelings can change, and we can change what we end up doing. You can say something today that you're going to do tomorrow, and your whole motion changes when that day comes. But the Most High God is not bound by the same rules that we're bound by. The Most High God, when he says something, he means it. What you've seen is a manifestation come to fruition. And the interesting part about this story is everything that he was saying took place in Miami. He actually was the victim of a drive-by shooting. Now, who knows if he was actually doing these things? And a lot of the times, I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of the times these artists are not doing the things that they're rapping about. They simply have a talent. They simply know how to rhyme words together. They know how to mimic the street culture. And they're not really about that life. But listen, words hold power. Words hold weight. And I need you. Listen, I just need people to understand that all you up and coming artists, like, do right by your music. Do right by your people. Because you got impressionable minds listening to your music who take these things literally. Everything you say, everything you do, they take it literally. And they would implement that into their own life. It's hypnotism, it's witchcraft, it's sorcery, it's magic. And the powers that be love seeing us destroy each other. We all we got. Remember that. Now, I just had to share that story with y'all. And it's so much going on in the world right now. We got more to get to. Let's see. Pink Velvet says the only rapper and secular artist I listen to is Tom McDonald. Never heard of him. That's interesting. Okay. I see Misfit in the building. Says Abba, all praises. I think I seen my brother Steve E in the building. Salute to you, family. It's good to see you in here catching a stream. Amarayu says Shalom and blessings to the chat. All right. Thank you, family. I'm glad it's more people joining. If y'all could just take a moment and hit the stream with a thumbs up button, allow the video to fluctuate, okay? Let's make sure the views are always matching the likes. If you're sitting here gaining edification, make sure the video is spreading. We got more news coverage to get into here. Okay, Tom McDonald, people say he's dope. He raps conscious. That's what's up. We need more brothers and sisters to rap conscious rap. Everybody don't have to sound the same. What makes your music great, what makes your music stand out is when you're different, when you're being yourself. Everybody don't have to be a thug, man. Everybody don't have to be no gangster. Everybody don't have to be no drug dealer or no trapper. Do you. Do something different that's going to stand out. And the right people will gravitate towards your music. Brian Andrews, thank you for the $7 contribution. Highly appreciate it. Now, there's more news. There's more things going on, man. We're going to get into the nitty gritty here. I don't know if y'all been keeping track of what's going on with within the NFL. You got all of these protests going on in Monday Night Football because apparently in the Oakland Raiders stadium, They're requiring people to get the, you know what, just to see a football game, right? So there's been countless protests all over the place, and I've seen sold out stadiums yelling "F Joe Biden." Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, let me just put this out here, right? At this point, if you're an individual who believes that Joe Biden or his party are acting alone in what you see going on in this world, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for your common sense. I'm gonna pray for your spirit. I'm gonna just pray for your life. You know, I understand like his acceptance rate has plummeted. Right. That's all understandable. That's all understandable, right? I don't want to go over too many people's heads, but let me just make this bold proclamation, right? It's deeper than Joe Biden, right? I hope everybody know that. I hope everybody know that Joe Biden is not single-handedly doing any of this. Any of what you see, none of the mandates, none of the tyrannical, rogue, systematic changes that you're seeing, none of it is by the hands of Joe Biden. He's definitely down with them. What if I told you all that they all of them, left, right, up, down, doesn't matter, from the bottom to the top, all of them are a part of it? Because y'all got to understand, this is spiritual, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Biden can barely hold his damn head up. When he's sitting there in meetings with Israeli prime minister and he's nodding off, drooling, half asleep, we really want to believe that he orchestrates anything? So it's like this, right? What we're dealing with in the world right now is more spiritual than one can imagine. Like, there's an inordinate amount of demon possession going on, and this antichrist spirit is moving through people. It's moving through many people, even friends and family, even colleagues, even co-workers, even managers, even like this spirit is like deeper and darker than Joe Biden. So when I see hundreds of thousands of people jam-packed into a stadium and they yelling, F Joe Biden, F Joe Biden, F Joe Biden, F Joe Biden, I'm just like, you fell for the trick. You fell for it. I don't know how anyone can't see that Joe Biden is simply an scapegoat. That's it. He's an scapegoat, a proxy, a distraction. What we should be looking at is how many countless people are falling for the distraction. The same people who are feeding into the distraction outnumber the powers that be. I want this to resonate what I'm saying to y'all. What if I told you that the so-called people who rule in this tyrannical, rogue, fascist, communist society, what if I told you could fit them all in one room? You can fit them all in one room. And if you looked at those people, you would be like, these are the decrepit, lost souls that got the world in a frenzy. So all their energy going to one half-dead corpse. The people actually have the power to say, I don't want to do this. We're feeding into it. We want to feed into a battle when we have our own choices. And we outnumber them. And it's like people not wrapping their head around that. It's like the people in those stadiums saying, F Joe Biden, you are more powerful than Joe Biden. Joe Biden probably can't even wipe his own ass. And he got thousands of people yelling F him. The same people outnumber The 1%. You can't make this up. That's how much the media spins the narrative. That's how much they spent this web around and caught people up. The way we think as people is not even logical. It's not even logical. It makes no sense that we even feed into them when we just have the freedom to do what we want to do. Ultimately, the world is a stage. I'm going to share some more stories with y'all. There's a lot going on. I'm going to share my screen with y'all. Y'all give me one moment here to share my screen with y'all. Let's first and foremost, let's get that one. Here's something interesting. Hopefully you all can see this. Let me blow the image up slightly. I want y'all to be able to read along with me. And we are on prognosis. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Yeah, if you reading this, you're seeing correctly. Cassandra Riviera, thank you for the $5 contribution, says, we at a moment of time where we really need to bridle our tongues while discerning. Absolutely. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Nigerian states to ban the unblanked from banks and places of worship. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard right. Nigerian president is actually, he's banning those who don't want the Jimmy Jones from banks and places of worship. So here we have it. People not having access to their actual finances. Sounds familiar, right? Sounds real familiar. Y'all know the book of Revelations. And the beast will cause all, small and large, free and bond, to receive a mark upon their wrists or their foreheads, or they will not be able to buy or sell. Do that sound familiar to y'all? Now let's read into this a little bit more, right? Two southern Nigerian state government instructing that populations to get inoculated against the virus or be banned from religious services or public places, while federal authorities suggest they're considering restrictions to tackle hesitancy. Large gatherings, places of worship, banks will only be accessible to those with proof that they've received it. At least one. From mid-September, Edo State Governor Godwick Abaski said last week on August 30th, the leaders of neighborhood Ondo declared that only the blank can enter churches, mosques, hospitals, government offices, and other places after a 2-week grace period. Nigeria comprises 36 states and the capital of Judah. Oh, Abuja, pardon me. Now that that's going on, right? This right here is proof of a few things. It's proven that you cannot run from what's going on. You can only face it. The times we living in is really going to divide the wheat from the tare. It's really going to divide those who are righteous and those who are ultimately wicked. It's going to divide those who love this world and those who love the Most High. And people can say what they want. People can act like they bold as lions in this truth. They can act like they stand on real morals and principles, but the test of time will only show who will be deemed suitable for the Most High. And that's the type of preparation that we need to have. And this is why the Lord told us in 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. We brought nothing into this world. We came in here butt naked without a thing until they threw that pink or that blue onesie on your behind, right? Verse 8. And having food and raiment, let us therewith be content. Having food and raiment, let us be content. Now, why does the Most High God want us to be content with just food and raiment? Because everything outside of food, clothes, shelter, and raiment, Satan can operate on and formulate temptation. Anything outside of necessity in life, Satan can operate on temptation on. When you go outside of what's necessary, what's needed in your life, that's when you're walking into uncharted land, right? Sometimes as people, we have unhealthy ambitions in life. And since we have unhealthy ambitions, we walk into uncharted land. Now, take a place like Nigeria, why that law is being put out in Nigeria. Well, Nigerians, they have more agriculture. They have access to land. They have access to flowing water. They have access to cattle. So what that's showing is the Most High understands different places of the earth and why certain mandates will be here but not there. Because just like we, within the confines of the states, have a choice to what we're going to do, so do they. So don't think that they don't have a choice. They have a choice. But anytime in life you go outside the confines of what you need in your life, that's when things get dangerous. That's when Satan, that's his territory. When you get into what you want. Well, do you got food in your belly? Is the Most High putting clothes on your back? Are you able to shelter yourself? So you're going to have people who are going to go outside of losing anything. At the Oakland Raiders game, I think it was over 300 people who lined up to go get the you-know-what. It was 300 people who lined up to receive it just to go see a damn football game. To show you how spoiled Americans are, and to show you how fearful they are, and to show you how cowardice they are. Immediately after, ambulance rushed a handful of people off because they had adverse effects from the you-know-what. Down at Oakland Raiders Stadium, it was a whole debacle. It was a whole debacle. You had people rushed off in the ambulance just to go see a game because they had adverse effects. So the way they have conditioned Americans, they don't want to lose nothing. I mean, they love this system. I mean, they love it with a passion. They love it to the point of no return. They love this place. Listen, the scriptures say, look, you born with nothing in this world, and look, that's how you're going to go. You can't bring a damn thing with you to the grave. Somebody says, so sad. It is very sad. And all they was tempted to do was sit their ass on some hard bleachers and shove hot dogs down their throat and scream at some men while they run down the football field. Somebody said, wow, that's the life, the impulse aisle in the store. I'm speaking of people having to get the blank to be able to go inside the game stadium. Yep. Is that a necessity? Or is that outside of your needs? Right? When it comes to temptation, Satan can only operate on what's outside your needs. And listen, some of y'all probably wondering, New Breed, why are you calling this a master plan? We're going to get into that. Why is this all a master plan, New Breed? Could it just be relative, everything that's happening? Could everything be relative? Let's continue to go to the next verse, chapter 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So wait, hold on. Let me get this right. Oh, wait, let's go back. So the Lord says, be happy with food, raiment, and let us be content. And then the next verse, he goes on to say, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So when you're not happy and you're not content, you need to check yourself, because anything outside of that will lead to destruction. Anything outside of you being content with your children having what they need, they got food in their belly, they got clothes on their back. Some of y'all able to order movies and watch Netflix and have your entertainment. Look, you better be content. You better be content. Because if you go outside of that, that's what Satan can get you. That's what he can get you. Listen, over the last couple of weeks, I've learned to be absolutely grateful for everything that I got. You got to be grateful every day you wake up. We got to acknowledge the Most High when we wake up and be able to breathe fresh air, be able to see our children grow, be able to have food on our tables. We got to stop calling on the Most High only when we need him for something. Like, we have to have gratitude. Got to have gratitude out here. There's people that got it worse than you. There's people out here that got it a lot worse than you. We got to stop being so down on our situation. Now, why do I call this a master plan? Let me show y'all something. Let me share my screen with y'all. It's about to get real in here. It's already been real, but you know, we going in. Why do I call this a master plan? I want y'all to look up at the screen here. Allow me to blow this image up so y'all can see it a little bit more clearly. Now, I attempted to share this with some of my Patreons, and I did share it with my Patreons before, but I decided to take it on a bigger scale and share with y'all some things that I've came across, right? I want to share this with y'all. From the 1990s, actually 1994 to be exact, I want to show y'all some things and why I call this all a master plan and why you can't fall for the satanic Luciferian media with anything. The 1990s card game that predicted 9/11, Trump, and much more. Look at this, y'all. Y'all see this card right here? This card game that I'm looking at here was created in 1994. Now, we know 9/11 took place in 99, and some of y'all seen The Simpsons. Y'all seen The Simpsons show when they were showing the towers and all that. Let me show you how much predictive programming goes on with these people. Because y'all be thinking I be joking when I say they planned something. Like it's a master plan. Listen, what I'm about to show y'all in this stream is going to be very provocative. It's going to be something a lot of people haven't showed y'all. Not only am I going to show y'all what they plan, but I'm going to show you what's next. All right? I'm going to show you what's next, and I'm going to be able to parallel everything that's coming out with the scriptures. Okay? Now, allow me to scroll these cards. An out-of-print multiplayer card game which first appeared in 1994 is continuing to attract interest and unease online, over its apparent eerie ability to predict major global events from 9/11 to the election of Trump, even to a pandemic. Illuminati. The New World Order was released by Steve Jackson. That's the name of the card game. This when it was released. And cast the player as a puppet master, pursuing world domination on behalf of their chosen mythic secret society. The game offering a choice of Bavarian Illuminati, the Discordian Society, the UFOs, the servants of Cthulhu, and Bermuda, the Bermuda Triangle, and gnomes of Zurich. The goal of the Illuminati spun off the game company's 1982 board game that was in turn inspired the Illuminati's trilogy. Now, this is going to shock you how sick and demented these world powers are. Now, I'm going to scroll down here. So now we know that when this was created, we can trace the artistry dates so you can know that you're dealing with some real journalist work right now. The real deal. Let's scroll down here. Here you have a charismatic leader. So they can pull these cards and play these cards at any time. They can play these cards to basically spin the narrative for societal changes at any time. All right. So here you have the charismatic leader, which will say that that's Donald Trump, because Joe Biden damn sure ain't no charismatic leader. Not in the slightest way. Trust God. Thank you for the $10 super sticker. Highly appreciate you, sister. So now you got the charismatic leader, which some would say is Donald Trump, right? Because he got the most media attention. All right. Let's continue. You got the Hillary Clinton card. And it reads, to any attempt to control Bill Clinton, congressional wives, or Democratic to take direct control of any of these groups. Wow. This is really planned out, ain't it? Look at this card. One of the more interesting cards here. Look at this card here. Look at this one here. I want this to marinate on y'all for a second. The epidemic card. What? Ladies and gentlemen, the epidemic card. I can't make this up. Let's read the epidemic card. Disaster. This is an attack to destroy any place. It does not require an action. Its power is 14. This is not an instant attack. Other groups can interfere normally. If the attack succeeds, the target is devastating. This attack cannot actually destroy the target. Very, very interesting. Now, y'all know when all of this popped off, right? Y'all remember every movie was playing all kind of pandemic movies. It's like they were purposely trying to scare the hell out of the people, right? I can remember as soon as this thing hit, like a week before everything hit, I went on Netflix. Quarantine was on there. Pandemic was on there. I mean, you name it. Zombie apocalypse, you name it. It was there. You know what that means? They pulled the epidemic card. Listen, your world leaders are some weird people. They playing us like a damn card game. It's interesting as well because the movie Utopia was a card game. The movie Utopia was a card game. And they brought out a lot of jewels there, which I cannot share here on this platform. I actually shared it on my Patreon, what the movie Utopia was bringing out. But I'll scratch the surface here with this card game. I'll just scratch the surface. I got a more detailed breakdown over there on Patreon. All right. Now let's continue to go in here. Let's see. It says, even aside from the question of buying game rights to a novel, always and involve an expensive process, there was the subject matter Mr. Jackson recalled. Now, let's not read that whole synopsis. I don't want it to unveil too much here. Hold on, but it's more. Wait, ladies and gentlemen, there's more. Because as I told you, I want to show y'all what's next. Hold on, why are they not letting me click on this here? Y'all give me one moment. Yeah, they trying to cut off certain things. You know what I'm going to do? Watch this. Yes, indeed. It's the one I really want to show y'all. So y'all can kind of see what's going on next. All right, so we got that. Story continues. Did they take me to the same one? All right, they got the Hillary Clinton. They got that one. See, they won't let me click on read more right now. Y'all see that? Hold on. I want y'all to be my witness. Y'all seeing that it won't let me click on read more, right? Those daggone psyops. Yeah, these damn cards is like their Bible, man. I'm telling you. They playing all of this stuff. Let's see. Yeah, it's like they don't want me to continue to go down. They won't even let me click it. Let me see. Let's try something else here. Let's try this source here. All right, so yeah. So the next card, ladies and gentlemen, was actually called an incentive card. An incentive card. And then you had one that said it would be an increase on demons. And I really want to pull this out because I like to read what it says to y'all. I really would like to read what it breaks down here. Let me see. Yeah, they really don't want me to scroll down here. Yeah, there's several of these cards. There's several, but ladies and gentlemen, they don't seem to be letting me actually go to the read more option. Like they're cutting the option off. So, yeah, I would recommend y'all go to my Patreon. That's the only way I can show y'all because they on something else right now. They on something else right now. So I would recommend that you go to the Patreon because I actually did a breakdown of it. Yeah, somebody said, do you have a private VPN? Unfortunately, I don't at the moment. So, but I apologize. I couldn't go down further and read it for y'all. I apologize. I wasn't able to do that, but I do break this down on Patreon where it goes into the various cards. Somebody said, don't be scared. I'm not scared at all. As you can see, they would not let me actually go down. So it's some wire jiggling going on. And I've been actually experiencing a lot of strange phenomenons on my laptop, on my computer in general. It's just a lot going on. A lot going on. Things, if I told y'all, y'all be like, really? Like, cyber harassment is very real, especially when you a content creator who's going against the status quo. There's certain battles that I got to deal with these devices that a lot of people don't have to deal with, like things that you would be like, wow, how is this even possible? So, I mean, they hack, they do a lot of things, they shadow ban, man. These devils are active. They're very active. But if you would like to know more about what that card game say, go to my Patreon and you're gonna see I did a breakdown on it on my last stream on Patreon. So some of y'all have already seen it. I just wanted to bring that out. Like these things are real. But some are probably asking, so Breed, we can see clearly that they've been planning all of these things. All these things were planned. So, you know, how do we overcome their plan? How do we overcome their plan? Ladies and gentlemen, we continue to serve our God. And remember this, 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10 says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Don't be in love with money. Don't be in love with anything in this society. Understanding that there is an afterlife, there is a judgment, that this is not the end. When we cross over to that next realm, we got to know that we'll be held accountable for anything we do here on this planet. So overcoming means overcoming this world, not being attached, not getting caught up in vanity, not getting caught up in materialism, not getting caught up in vain deceit. That's how you overcome this world. That's how you overcome their plan. Satan can only operate on things that's outside of what the Most High God provides. The Most High God provides food, clothes, shelter, and raiment. If you on the outside of that and you desire so much more and you are not willing to go outside your comfort zone, then Satan can operate. So don't grow attached to anything on this planet, man. Don't grow attached to anything in this world. You know, put the Most High over everything. And you can overcome this. Stay prayed up, avoid temptation. And when temptation comes, follow the Most High. Find the way out. Allow him to navigate you when those temptations come, when those voices come. Don't surround yourself around toxic people. Don't even battle with these devils. Don't go back and forth with these demons. Live your life. Don't let the devil in. Take care of you and your family. Persevere, continue moving forward. I love each and every one of y'all. I'd like to thank y'all for catching this stream. Hopefully this broadcast helped you in your walk and your journey. And I love y'all, man. Y'all stay safe. Exclusive content for Patreon. Link in the description box. If you like to support this ministry via Cash App, 10% of all contributions go back to the people. Follow me on Instagram. All my info's on the screen. If you would like to reach out and you have business inquiries, hit me up on kingbreed404@gmail.com. That's my email. It's also in the description box. More streams coming. Y'all be safe out here. Shalom and peace.